have with me the Executive Director, Children Impact and Development Initiative, in person of Adetol Darling. Help me welcome her to the program this morning. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
All right. You know, when we talk about women, empowering women, we know that once women are empowered, the entire society, everybody will be better for it. Now, let's start this way. What is women, empowering women all about?
Empowering women is all-encompassing because you need to empower women with knowledge, you need to empower them with resources, you need to empower them with opportunities.
Okay.
So this cuts across various aspects of life. And of course, all this is geared towards empowering women financially. So that is it. If a woman is empowered, then the whole family is beneficial to the whole family and of course to the society at large.
Okay, you talk about empowering women financially. What other areas do we need to empower women apart from money?
That's why I started with empowering women with knowledge, skills. It starts with allowing the girl child to go to school and not relegating her to taking care of the family at that age, sending her to the stream to fetch water or to fetch firewood. That is not in the interest of any society. So it starts from looking out for the girl child, ensuring she gets the prerequisite knowledge and skills that will help her stand her ground wherever she finds herself.
Okay. What do you think are the changes that need to be made for women to be empowered?
Like I mentioned just now, I said increasing the attention given to girls, ensuring that they go to school, because the girl child today is the woman of tomorrow. So when she's given time to go to school and learn a skill, then we know that we are securing her future as a woman. So more attention should be paid. The out of school children, you still have a larger percentage of them being girls. Then I've come across certain societies where girls don't go to school during their menstrual flow. So they miss school 5 days every month. That is not good enough for the girl child. And so I know the Ministry of Women Affairs, they started some campaign about creating a sanitary pads bank. My organization actually bought into that campaign, and we have adopted certain communities where we provide sanitary pads for the girl child, because that will help her not to miss out in being empowered with adequate knowledge. Okay, so empowering the girl child also with healthy self-esteem. It also helps the woman of tomorrow to adequately have a healthy self-esteem that will help her to stand and be productive wherever she finds herself.
Okay, we know that you are a girl child advocate and you have been into that for a while now, and it is this girl you are advocating for that will turn out to become the women that we are going to have in the society, the women that are going to make statements in the society. Now let's talk about the rights of a woman. What are those rights that women exactly lack?
I think women, I keep reiterating the fact that the girl of today is the woman of tomorrow. So when you want to say what women lack, you have to start with what the girl child is lacking. The girl child is lacking appropriate attention. You know, girls have been created differently from boys. Boys need attention too. But because of the peculiarity of that of girls, that's why more attention is being paid to what they lack. Now, they still lack proper upbringing, and that includes their educational upbringing. Okay? They lack, like I said, they need to be empowered with self-esteem, self-confidence. They lack that. All that is being eroded. Now, you mentioned the fact that I've been working with girls for a while.
Yeah,
yes, we've been working with girls, but we saw the need now to work with the mothers. We started a few years ago to include women in what we do, even widows, to educate them on how they can train their children after the demise of the husbands. So these are some of the things that women need. Okay, we had to set up some empowering, giving them little startup funds to get businesses going. We called it Happy Mothers, Happy Children. If the women are not taken care of, the family cannot be taken care of.
Exactly.
It's the woman, it's the outflow of joy, happiness, confidence from the woman that helps the children.
Sure.
So if we are paying attention on the girl child, the woman must be a very good focal point to pay attention on. So women need to be empowered to get adequate skills, like I've reiterated. Then some women, after they get married, many of the rights get eroded. We don't even know where to start from. Some men will insist that their women should not work, should not be financially independent of them, should not be emotionally independent. So many homes, so many relationships in the society want to suppress the women.
This is really, really a problem. At this point, what is the way forward?
Way forward is for all of us to turn a new leaf. Let's look at the political scene.
Okay.
So much stress for the woman. If you look at aspirants now, how many aspirants are women? How many members of the House of Rep are women? Because of the hurdles that are placed in the path of women to get to those positions. One of it is that meetings will be held in the middle of the night, when the woman is considering what is happening to her children,
at home,
when the husband in the house would not even be able to leave the woman to stay out that long. That is when meetings want to be conducted. Then some men will not do what they need to do to help the woman, except she pays dues with her body. They put all kinds of hurdles on the path of the women before she can attain certain positions. The opportunities are restricted from the women. The environment is not friendly enough for women to thrive and fulfill their potentials. So from the I think federal government has been trying to put in some empowerment schemes and all that, focusing on women. Many organizations and societies are trying, but we need to do more. Because the cankerworm, as it were, has eaten so deep, relegating women to the background, making them think that they are second fiddle. Making them think they are less of the person that they have been created to be. So much more needs to be done than what we are doing right now for women to be able to take the front seat, leadership positions in organizations, in the society, to help us be a better society.
And that is why people like you are out there advocating for girl child, for women. And I know with time we will get there.
Yes,
we know the benefit of empowering women will be better off for the family and for the society.
Yes.
Now, talk to us about the benefits when women, if women are being empowered, what will the benefit be like for the society and even for the family?
The benefits are enormous. Now, for any society, we must think about the upbringing of the younger ones, because they are the future. So every human being must be conscious of what becomes of their future. So for our society now, we must pay adequate attention to our children. Now, because the women spend more time with the children, they are the ones that mold the children invariably. So when their minds, their emotions are at peace, when they have a control of themselves, they can reach full potentials, then it is easy for children to be helped, supported, encouraged, and even forced sometimes to reach their own potentials. Okay? Then we say now that the women are the neck while the men are the head. If the neck is not taken care of, imagine, have you had a stiff neck before? And you can't turn to the right or to the left. So if you don't take care of the women, then the men would not be able to move forward, because the neck moves the head. So if the women that are the necks cannot be moved, you have a stiff neck, it's not comfortable. So it's the women that now move the men. That is why you're trying to. No society can be good enough when the women are restricted. And then there's this other thing they say, beside. Some people say behind, some people say beside. A successful man, a woman is there. It's a woman that knows what to do. It's a woman that is empowered relevantly, academically, with enough knowledge to advise, to counsel, to help. Yes, that's the kind of women that can make success of the lives of the men beside them. So you can see all this that I've mentioned. Then there's the way God has created women differently from men. We reason differently. There's this compassionate side of women. These are things that are good for the society. Our society is in dire need of compassion, of kindness. You hear all kinds of ritual killings. You hear young people getting into all kinds of misbehaviors and misdeeds. Our world, our society is in dire need of kindness. So we must ensure that the women are in the right frame of mind.
Very important.
More recently, attention has been paid to mental health. Things that we hitherto did not know.
No.
If a woman is not emotionally balanced, her mental health is at stake. And definitely, she can't reach potentials. She can't be of benefit to society. She would rather be a problem to the society when her mental health is disturbed by where she has found herself.
I can see the energy to which you are responding to some of these questions. So I want to bring in this question at this point. Share some of your experiences with us, why you went into this girl child and women empowerment. Okay.
I think for me, the children part of things for me is inherent. It was something I just grew up and found myself doing right from the home, even with my my nieces and nephews. I'm the last of 6 and I have so many of them. During the long holiday, I will gather them and bring them home. And my mom will be shouting, "You have got to bring people's troubles. I've read my own. Why are you bringing these children?" And I would not be able to do any other thing. Bring them up morally, academically, wash their clothes, feed them, give them assignments spiritually. I'll be just spent at the end of the holidays. So it's inherent for me to ensure that every child that comes across me becomes a better child. I remember when I was going to have my baby, my family members, they were like, thank God, at least she will know how it is. She'll be taking it easy with our children. And when the anesthesia cleared from my eyes, I just saw the dress of one of my aunties. I said, "Ma, tell your children that it will not be easy for them not to do well. Because with this pain of childbirth, then a child will not want to do well. Tell them that by the time I get back, everyone," and I can proudly say, that particular auntie, the children are lawyers, economists, medical doctors. So that is inherent for me. So when I looked at it, I said, what is the greatest problem the child has? The greatest problem a child has is the mother.
Is the mother.
If the mother is not taken care of, you find out that some children, they are not vocal enough. It's because the mother does not engage them enough, because they're always mostly around them. So whatever is going through in the life of the mother slips into the life of the children. That was when we now switched and said, wow, we cannot neglect women. We have to pull them into our circle.
You know, anything that has to do with children, if anything goes wrong, they will not call the father's name. They'll say, where is the mother?
Yes.
Where is the mother? Now, let's come back to our discussion. How can women stand in solidarity with one another? Very, very important.
Very important, sister. Very. And it is so lacking. It is so lacking. Because in my work, I've found out that quite a number of women I've come across have not been there to help. But in more recent times, I've found some very lovely ones. And we are holding each other's hands and holding each other up. I think women, by nature, we must fight that nature. Since it's not a good one, we are competitive. We want to be on top while others are just crawling behind us. That era does not help anybody any longer. We must stand together and hold each other up. More recent times, many women have been exposed to that knowledge and are trying to do things about it. But we must do more. You would not ordinarily find a woman helping another woman to stand. It is bad. We tear each other down. When you find a women group, I'm always scared to be part of them. And only women group, I'm always scared. I said the excesses of women when they come together sometimes cannot be managed. And I don't want to be part of the drama. So we need to put drama aside. We need to put competition aside. The sky is wide enough for all of us to fly without hitting on each other. We need to help each other to fly.
You know, your first response to my question, you talked about women not given opportunity to fly, let me say, when it comes to male-dominated field. What is your advice for women in that area?
Women, we have to keep striving. We have to keep striving and improving ourselves. Remember the Ransom Kuti, Fumilayo Ransom Kuti. Remember those women, Amina, and so many others. If they did not fight, then we won't be where we are today. At a point, women were not driving. They were not allowed to drive. Not that they were not allowed to drive. Somebody broke that jinx. Women were not allowed to vote. Somebody broke that jinx also. So now we must rise higher than we've ever risen. And we are here today. Posterity will judge us. We must arise now to break the jinx again. This is a crucial time for us as women. we must rise.
Rise.
And the greatest way to do that is holding each other up.
Hands.
We have to hold each other up so that we can all fly together.
Okay, on a final note now, your word of advice for women that want to do more.
Women that want to do more, you must encourage yourself to do more. If you wait for anybody to encourage you, you will never be encouraged. Get a mirror. Every woman has a mirror. Broken full from your powder case. If you don't have a mirror, go and get a mirror. Buy 15 naira mirror. Hold it up at least once in a day and say, Adeton, you must be better. Adeton, you must fulfill your potentials. Adeton, you must fly. Adeton, many are depending and counting on you. You cannot afford to fail them. That is what women must rise every day and tell ourselves. We must improve ourselves in the best possible ways. Go and learn a skill. Go and develop yourself. That is how to be there. When they are looking for somebody that knows his or her onions, when what the option they have is a woman, they won't have any choice. Is when they don't find us capable enough. And then we must do more than the men. What a man can easily get by just going a little way. A woman cannot get it going. You have to go the whole long. So women, we must be outgoing, we must be determined, and we must encourage ourselves and hold each other up. That is the way to fly. All of us have to fly. The sky is too wide for one person. Yes, there's space for all of us.
Thank you so much for taking out your time to give us this wonderful information and for advising women, most especially, on how to do more. We need to develop ourselves. We need to equip ourselves. When opportunity comes, there is no other option than to choose that woman. We do appreciate your time with us on our program this morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right.
It's my pleasure.
Yes, we have been speaking with Adeton Darling. She is the Executive Director, Children Impact and Development Initiative. And together we looked at the role of empowering women in our society, and she has told us a lot.